It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome, NBA fans. Ernie Johnson here with you again, and we've got Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal, and we're all amped up for this early season game. Our game tonight featuring the Cavaliers as they go up against Montreal. Well, for Montreal, coming off a loss in the first game of the season, they'll no doubt be anxious to put tonight's contest in the win column and avoid an 0-2 start. And tonight, two top-tier centers going toe-to-toe. Obviously, the center position has become more multi-dimensional than ever. Shaq, give us your thoughts on how your position has evolved.
Well, the new defensive rules make it harder to post up. Versatility has never been more important for centers. You know, starting to play small ball, we need to get a little more versatile and show them that, hey, Akeem is not gone.
Do you think you could survive in the league in this day and age?
Oh, yes. Yes,
Wow,
yes.
what a question.
Yes, yes,
I
yes.
can't believe he even asked you that.
I can't believe he answered it.
I think you come off the bench now.
Yeah, you could be a great sixth man.
Oh,
Whoa!
okay, you could stop.
Shaq don't do bench.
Okay, defensively, centers just have to guard, and Shaq could guard.
Yeah.
I can play guard.
Tell him sit down. Be humble. Sit down. Be humble.
And a good Thursday evening to you. 2K Sports presents the NBA. Kevin Harlan here along with analysts Greg Anthony and Steve Smith. And we'll be hearing from DA along the sideline all game long. A contest in the West. We'll see if the Los Angeles Clippers can deliver the goods here at home. And in the early part of the season, Steve, talk about establishing chemistry as a team.
Well, a lot of times there's new players, new faces, so you want to get a chance to play with those guys in an NBA game. Practice, preseason, it's just not the same. But having that chemistry and early getting that chemistry going, you are chomping at the bit to get the season started. And usually game one is when it starts.
You may have the same roster, but it's always a different team, correct in that assessment?
Yep, kind of like the first day of school.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. And so in the game for the Cavaliers, they've got Gobert. Smart is out there with Marc Gasol. Then there's Murray. And it's Hield in at the 2. This is his first trip to the line tonight. That free throw, no good. And he sinks the second. Cavaliers on D. And Satoransky kicks to Young. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's going to be on Rudy Gobert. Montreal shooting their first free throws of the game.
At the line for 2.
He misses the free throw. And the second free throw, good. Montreal on D, defeated by the Pacers in their last game. They'll try to put that one behind them.
You know, they're the visiting team. It's a loud arena, very distracting at times, but simply no excuse for missing a ton of free throws.
You know what? The issue that night, the misses became contagious, and the guys lost more and more confidence as it went along.
And Marc Gasol last season setting a career high in scoring almost 20 points a game.
You know what? He's always had that ability. But what it is, he's so unselfish. His teammates have been encouraging him for years to look for his shot.
Here's Young, and it's out of bounds to Montreal. They'll retain possession. Paul for three. Montreal again missing.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Healed the pass to Smart. Gasol setting the pick for Smart. Just 5 on the clock. Outside Gasol. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. For Montreal, they've gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. And Satoransky kicks to Young. That one good for 2.
There, they get it going. 1 for 4 now. Always feel good to get that first one.
Good looking screen by Gasol. Lets it go from deep. Unable to get that one. And it's Montreal the other way. This their first chance this season playing the Cavaliers.
And they swept the season series against this group last season. Pretty impressive stuff.
Here's Murray after the basket by Montreal. Got a piece of it. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Young.
And checking out some numbers for Gobert. Coming off a terrific season. First in blocks, second in field goal percentage, and one of the league's most ferocious rebounders, always working. He was top 5 in that category.
Clearly one of the best at what he does. Some of his highlight rejections were out of sight.
Love the play there on the inbound. The defense lost contact with him, and he knocks down the triple.
Screen by Capella. Here's Barnes. Oh, and the dunk by Barnes.
Barnes taking flight there. Just a breathtaking player to watch with insane leaping ability.
Special thanks to Under Armour for that sweet replay we just saw. Another unleash chaos moment. Now here's Murray. Pass to Gobert. The feed to Gasol. Over Barnes. The shot will not fall.
And that can't happen. Missing the wide open chip shot.
Good, and Paul gets the assist. Barnes has got 5 points so far.
When Barnes has space to fire from deep, you usually just assume it's going in. Very dangerous from outside.
Gobert, the screen. Shot by Hield, nobody around. Tried to answer back, but that three is off the mark. Here's Capella. The lead pass was put in just the right spot. Capella's got his first points of the night.
The assist there from Barnes. Over the years, he's gotten better and better making decisions with the ball in his hands.
Will it go? The Cavaliers again can't hit. Montreal leading by 6. Their offense has been great here.
Yeah, the ball movement has been terrific, and they've kept the defense off balance.
Here's Murray, and it's Murray with the jam.
One of the premier playmaking big men in the league, Marc Gasol finding the open man.
Satoransky, the pass to Barnes. To the right side. Here's Paul. He knocks it down right at the buzzer.
That's a shot he'll never forget. As dramatic as they come.
A thrilling way to finish this one.
And so it's Montreal with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. They've dictated the pace, pushed the ball at every chance, and it's paying off for them. We've got more in store for you right after this. You talk to Chris Paul, and it's clear he was born to play the point guard position.
Fortunately, I've always been vertically challenged, so I've never had to play power forward or center on anybody's team. I've been passing and...
Vertically challenged, that's classic coming from Chris Paul. But, you know, seriously, Greg, he's taken that challenge and made the most of what he's got. A terrific play.
Really, and you know what? He's actually turned that challenge on his head when he goes right at much bigger players and uses their size against them.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And from what you've seen from Montreal, guys, what do you think?
Through that first one, they've turned this thing into a track meet.
Fun to watch. They give you no time to set up on defense, and we see that reflected in the score.
And so in the game for the Cavaliers, they've got Marc Gasol. Rudy Gobert is out there with Smart. Then it's Hield, and it's Murray in at the one. Screen by Capella. Barnes dishes to Capella. That's basket number 2 with his third shot off to a fast 2 for 3. And even at this level of basketball, players are still developing their ability to handle and finish with their offhand. What was that process, Steve, like for you?
I think when you start to look at basketball, if you're a right-handed player, coaches always would talk defensively, push him left. And most of the times you're going to get pushed to your offhand. And if you're starting to make the team pay with your offhand, then they'll play you more honest. And then you'll have advantage because you can go right or left. But when teams and defenders understand you can't go to your offhand, that's the way you're going. So the more you can work on that left hand, if you're right-handed, that makes the defense more honest.
Was that a career-long thing for you? Did it take you the length, or was it something that you established early in your career and just kind of carried through your many years in the league?
It was pretty good because I worked on it, Kevin, but I would think I was probably still about 70-30, maybe 60-40. The guys that are 50-50, when no matter where you push them and they can make plays, a guy that I look at, Mike Conley, his floaters left and right, there's no difference. It's hard to guard guys like that.
Gasol with the steal. The finish. And it's Murray with the jam.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
No doubt, that could be a gigantic swing in momentum, given how that sequence developed.
And so it's Montreal now. The Cavaliers making the shot. The shot by Satoransky, no good. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Murray kicks to Hield. There's a good screen from deep. Gasol. It's rebounded by Montreal. Capella's got 3 rebounds so far in the game.
And for Marc Gasol, like a lot of 7-footers guys, part of the concern is staying healthy. He had a knee injury in 2013, a fractured foot in 2016. Big guys have to cover ground in today's game. It takes a toll.
Lob pass to Capella. Plays it in off the pretty alley-oop. And Montreal leads by 5.
No hesitation from Chris Paul, getting the basketball to the open man quickly.
Gasol a screen. Down it goes. That's 4 made from the field. He's 4 of 8. And those injuries motivated Marc Gasol to slim down and Steve improve his conditioning.
Yes, he used to weigh over 300 pounds. Now he's 7'1" and 255. That's a big difference, and it makes a huge difference as far as the load on those legs.
Drills it from outside. And that's now 11 points for Harrison Barnes.
He smiles on these catch-and-shoot opportunities. Barnes very comfortable as a secondary scorer.
5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Gasol. The shot from the low post is good. Gasol's got 10 points.
You know, he had a hot start to this game. He's only gotten hotter. We'll see if the defense makes an adjustment.
They set the screen. Here's Satoransky, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's going to be on Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the knee.
For Montreal, they have gone 1 for 2 on the night so far from the line.
And they were 75% from the line a season ago.
And he's good on the second. Murray. He doesn't hit that one. And we're through the first half of basketball here. Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports
Hello again,
Halftime
everybody,
Show.
along with Kenny the Jet Smith and, for Montreal. Kenny, what did you see from them?
Well, I think to shoot a high percentage, the offense has to be in sync. And in the first half, those guys were sharing the basketball, playing for each other. Now it becomes a matter of being consistent at it.
Shaq, let's get your insight on the visiting team.
Their defense has been practically non-existent. Sure, they faced a team that got hot. You could even say a bit lucky at times, but no one is stepping up on D and taking anything away. Have some pride.
And that's all we can do for now. As the second half begins, we get you back to Kevin Harlan.
And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now. Montreal leading by 5. Clint Capella is out there with Young. Then it's Chris Paul. Then there's Harrison Barnes. And it's Satoransky in at the 2. They're the group for Dwayne Casey starting the second half.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
And Gobert kicks to Gasol. Here's Smart. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Montreal has gone 4-6 from outside the arc tonight. Pass to Satoransky. Feeds it to Capella. Dishes it to Paul. Just 5 on the clock. And another 3 for Montreal.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
Foul on the play. Basket counts, so it'll be a 3-point play chance.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
Well, Rudy Gobert has apparently blocked the shots of about half the players in the NBA. And, Steve, if you ask him, he can tell you who he's gotten.
He takes a lot of pride in it. Fortunately, that reflects in his work ethic. And with his physical tools and his love for the game, he has a chance to be special.
And you look back early in his career, Rudy Gobert, he kind of clogged things up just as much at the offensive end as he did defensively. And I tell you what, though, he's made significant strides, becoming much less of a liability on offense.
Paul kicks to Capella. The kick out to Barnes. And another 3 for Montreal.
They need to keep getting the ball to Barnes. When he's got the hot hand, he's a very difficult player to slow down.
And Gobert last season with career highs in field goal percentage and free throw percentage.
And he averaged double figures for the first time in his career. If you ask me, he'll be a walking double-double in this league for a long time.
A chance here to assess what parts of the floor the attempts have been coming from as we look at the shot chart for the Cavaliers.
And they are going where the going is good for them right now. The painted area, high percentage and high volume shots.
And the foul on Marcus Smart. That is his first foul of the game. Montreal leading by 11. Paul kicks to Young. Back to Paul. He feeds it to Barnes. Here's Capella. Gobert with the block.
And that's one of Gobert's specialties, a shot blocking master.
Now here's Hield. He's tightly guarded. Gobert the screen. Now here's Murray, defended by Paul. This one for 3, and another 3 for Montreal. Every NBA player, Steve, believes in themselves, but some take it to the extreme. When they're on, they're on. And when they're off and cold, they just kind of lose interest, it seems. Which players do you think have this irrational confidence, if you want to call it that?
I think J.R. Smith, every shot, anywhere he feels is going in, and he will still take shots. He has amnesia. He could be 0 for 10 and keep shooting the basketball. Jamal Crawford is another guy. Those guys, they keep firing. Damian Lillard, they will keep shooting because they feel the next shot is going in.
Good on the second free throw. And now we're 3 minutes into the third quarter of play. Hield, the pass to Smart. And Gobert kicks to Gasol. Over Barnes. Gasol with another miss. Montreal leading by 15. Paul outside. He dishes it to Barnes. Some nice passing by Montreal here. Shot clock at 6. Here's Satoransky. Montreal again missing.
Yeah, blown opportunity after the two-man game creates a terrific look.
That's how it's drawn up. That is, everything but the finish.
Hield can't hit.
And on some plays, everything goes your way except for the finish.
Here's Satoransky, covered by Hield. Screen by Capella. Paul with the 3. No good. Shot missing. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Montreal ahead as they wrap up the third quarter with a 13-3 run. And coming up as soon as we return from break, the fourth quarter gets underway. And now a sneak peek into the huddle with Greg Popovich.
But don't stop the aggressiveness.
And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. And the Cavaliers with possession here. Down by 15. They're off to San Antonio after this game, bringing their show to the AT&T Center. That will conclude their brief two-game road trip. And so in the game for the Cavaliers, Murray out there with Hield. And it's Marc Gasol. And it's Rudy Gobert. And it's Smart in at the 4 slot. Montreal has gone 7 of 11 from deep tonight, using the three-pointer to their advantage. Paul dishes to Capella. Young left side. Over Smart. And he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down. And it's 6 points for Thaddeus Young. Cavaliers shooting around 40% from the floor here. Gasol, a screen on Young. And Gobert kicks to Hield. Pass to Gasol. Out to the right wing. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Good looking screen by Gasol. The Cavaliers again can't hit.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
They set the pick. Now here's Barnes, guarded closely. Does not score for only the second time in 7 shots this game. Hield kicks to Smart. First minute and a half of basketball played here in the fourth quarter. The pass to Murray. Good looking screen by Gasol. From the high post. And it's out of bounds. The Cavaliers able to retain possession here. And the Cavaliers call time here. One of the stories here, Harrison Barnes getting it done today.
Yeah, they're going to have to find a way to run him off his spots out there. He is rolling.
The dish to Murray. It's tipped. Here's Hield. Thaddeus Young grabs the miss.
Well, this is why you see guys shying away from their mid-range jumper. It's a bit of a lost art.
Satoransky, the pass to Paul. They set the pick. Kicks to Barnes. Good for another bucket. He's made half a dozen now. 6 for 8 on the night.
And we see it all the time, guys. You get the big lead, maybe check out mentally, but not tonight.
They have this game in hand, but they're still pouring it on.
You can see there the defender allows himself to get picked.
You know, it's all about effort. Sometimes you're going to get hit on hard screens. You just have to fight through them.
Stolen by Smart. Barnes against Gasol. Smart kicks to Hield. Passes it to Murray. Shot off the screen. Nice jump shot. Good.
Gasol is ready to do whatever it takes, including giving up his body to open up room for his teammates.
Paul outside. And Smitty, they say players are made in the summer, the off-season, when they can really work on things on their game. Especially these days, players will hire top-level trainers and coaches for individual work during the off-season.
You know, Kevin, I love it. The guys are putting in those emphasis on their bodies with trainers and coaches. But I know sometimes I've heard stories where the teams want you to work on this. Maybe say your mid-range. Games, but then guys have these coaches are just working on their threes. So I think guys got to be careful just hiring anybody. You want to work on your game, but I think also it has to be a balance. What the team wants and what you want.
Steve, I've heard that too, and I think teams they like the work in the offseason, but it's got to be directed the right way.
Yes.
And if you're part of a team in a long-term project, I think you've got to take the direction and follow the compass that your team has given you.
Yeah, I think so, and I think a lot of times teams are getting upset because now you're seeing these individual coaches and trainers starting to come on NBA time, and I think that's when it started to become somewhat of a problem.
And Montreal will go for a different look here. Young's checked in for Johnson. Harrison Barnes comes in for Hizanya. Durant's checked in for Garrett Temple. And Paul subbed in for Mario Chalmers. And the Cavaliers will go with a different look here. Gobert, he's checked in for Lee. Gasol comes in for Tony Snell. Buddy Hield, he's checked in for Luis Stoll. And Murray subbed in for Shabazz Napier. And Satoransky kicks to Barnes. Ball passes to Satoransky. Over Gobert. Again, Montreal scores.
And just putting the finishing touches on this one, they have been on fire.
I mean, a fantastic run. The guys are really clicking, and the scoreboard reflects that.
And stolen by Barnes. Here's Paul. So we see Montreal get the win here. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And, you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home no doubt helps, and the execution was flawless.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Chris, big win tonight. What do you think was the biggest factor?
I mean, I don't know. You know, it was just our defense. You know, obviously our offense fed off of it. Guys made open shots, but I think we really locked down defensively, and that's what we're trying to make sure is that we're a defensive team every night.
David, thank you as always. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Steve Smith.
parcours et je me dis